Myself Rajput, and I passed from University Smolensk State Medical University in June 2024. This was my very first attempt, and I cleared my FMG through AFMG with a score of 190.
Okay, Dr. Nikhil, please introduce yourself.
Dr. Nikhil, I did my graduation from Smolensk and I graduated on on June. This is my first attempt. I scored 186.
Excellent, excellent, my dear. Usually, the one standing opposite to you always feels good to listen this. I passed with this marks, and so on, right? And even you feel good to say, no, I passed with this marks, and so, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dr. Arsha, please introduce yourself.
Hello, this is Dr. Arshia Gogi this side, and I have completed my graduation from Smolensk State Medical University, and I have scored 177. And by God grace, it was my very first attempt. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, my dear. Dr. Madhu, please carry on with your introduction.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Madhu and I graduated from Smolensk State Medical University in the month of June 2024, and I recently passed my FMG exam in the month of Jan 2025.
Okay, Dr. Shrikant, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Shrikant, Dr. Shrikant Karade. Now, I cleared my FMG exam in my very first attempt, studied from Smolensk State Medical University.
Okay, fine. So today we are going to talk about your success stories, how you passed, how was your journey throughout your preparation and so on. So my first question, what I wanted to ask to Dr. Manali Rajput, when did you started your preparation for this FMG exam?
So I won't say like I started my preparation in these 6 months. It was way before that. It started in my 5th year from very starting of it. I took my online source and I started preparing for, like, I completed almost 15 to 16 subject there itself. So it was, I won't say it was very easy, but it was like way easier than many students. So yes, I started my preparation from 5th year.
So that's what you advise to the students. Don't wait for the 6 months. You should start before 6 months, right? While in med school, right?
Yes.
Okay, what about you, Dr. Madhu? When you started your preparation?
Sincerely talking, because before the third year we have all of our preclinical subjects. So I was reading all my preclinical subjects from the standard textbooks. In the third year, I took some of those online platforms and I started watching the videos and taking more of quizzes or answering the MCQs and everything. So I kind of completed all my main concept-based subjects after the third year.
Okay. What about you, Dr. Devanshi? When you started your preparation?
Just as my friend said, I also started my preparations in the 4th year itself, and with the online platform. Was doing it with the clinicals as well as with the Smolensk State Medical University's exams, coping up with that also.
Okay, so do you think so that online sources what you were using also help in med school during your exams or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, when you started your preparation, Dr. Nikhil, please emphasize your significance.
So actually, I started very late in 6th year. I completed majority of subject like big surgery, obs, gynae, and medicine.
Okay. So you were the one जो घोड़ा पीछे दौड़ता है पर सबसे आगे निकल गया, right?
Right, sir.
Okay, what about you, Dr. Shrikant, please?
Yes, sir. I started in my 5th year, but I didn't cope up with the last year, like 6th year. There was like photo shoots and all, so I didn't get time too much to study in 6th year. But the FMG helped me a lot after that.
On this way, like of that what will determine that I will not right? So that's what importance is, right? Consistency is more important.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what was your initial strategy for the what? How did you strategize? How your plan was there to for exam and so on? Madhu, Dr. Madhu, please. What was your initial
So
strategy?
initially it was more a concept-based studying, so I should be able to understand what I am reading. And with time, I realized that I need to focus more on solving questions because I lacked that, called the art of answering questions. So I realized that I had to
Okay.
solve more and more questions to be able to be eligible to crack the exam. So it switched from concept-based to more of learning how to solve MCQs.
So what about you, Dr. Manali? What was your initial strategy? How did you plan for studying all these 19 subjects? How initially you started for the preparation for the exam? Dr. Manali, please. Dr. Manali, am I audible to you? I think so. There is some network issue. Please, Nikhil, could you answer this question? What
Yes,
was
so
your
your
initial
voice is
strategy?
lagging,
How did
sir.
you cope up?
I didn't get your
I,
question. Your voice is lagging.
my question is, what was your initial strategy? How did you strategize your plan for the exam?
Sir, initially, at starting, I give one GT to analyze myself, like where I stand. According to that GT, I was taking it conceptual subjects like surgery, medicine, and obs gynae. So I need to work on that subject also. And in preclinical subjects like patho and all, they are scoreable subjects. So they are like very volatile subjects. So initially, I started preparing and like we say, uh, try to get that subject strong.
That's what you suggest to your juniors for the exam. Right, by giving the call. So, Asya, what was your initial strategy? How did you plan?
Hello, sir. I didn't get you. Your voice is lagging.
Uh, what was your initial strategy? What was your initial strategy for preparing exam?
First of all, my strategy was that I need to complete my theories first. Then I used to, uh, first of all, I used to give my regular test like what we used to do in TNDs and all. I used to do that, and then I didn't go for the GTs first as I felt that it will give me a little bit underconfidence. So I decided to go with theories first, clear my doubts, and then I'll go for the GTs. And in last 3 months, I started to give first GT in last 3 months. So, and I decided that I'll give one GT and then I'll keep a space between that. I'll first do my revision and then I'll start with other GT. So I have given only 3 to 4 GTs. So that
Okay,
was my strategies.
that was your strategy. What strategy did you apply for your preparation, Dr. Srikanth?
Yes, sir. I was like, I have left all to the AFMG staff. They just told us to do
Okay.
subject. After that, they had test on that subject, so I prepared as they said.
So, like Dr. said, he was dedicated to AFMG. So, my final question is, how did AFMG help? How AFMG helped you? for this achievement? I mean, what role did AFMG played a role for your preparation? Dr. Shrikant, same
AFMG
question to you.
definitely played a very crucial role in passing my exam. Because of that, I was very disciplined for studying every day. After that, Omkar sir told us to do MCQs every day and revise what they have taught in whole day.
Okay. Dr.
Yes, sir.
Devanshi, how AFMG preparation? Please, how you played a major role in your preparation? Dr. Devanshi. I think so. There is a network issue. Dr. Devanshi, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Now it's audible. It was just a network issue.
Yes. My question is, how important how AFMG played a major role in your preparation?
Yes, sir. As I said earlier, I started my preparation in the fourth year itself, but it was very confusing that what all subjects should I must focus on for clearing this exam. What all topics are more important. So AFMG played this role that they calculated all the stuffs and they gave us in a single bunch that we only have to study the particular amount of thing so that we cannot search for the other things, right? So it was like they planned it for us. So it was a spoon feeding for us.
And then you fed yourself, right, with that same spoon.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Nikhil, please, the same question to you. How much AFMG was important for your preparation, for your success story? Yes, please.
Initially, in starting days, it was very difficult to sit like or like whole day for like lectures and all. So I talked to Dr. Omkar, Dr. Vikas, sir, how to cope up with that pressure and like whole day for like classes and all. So like they suggested like to take a break in between the classes. Uh, Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible, my dear. Please go ahead.
So initially they motivated to like study and they
It's okay. Continue, continue. You are audible.
yes sir, yes sir. Initially they give the motivation to study and they provide the confidence like you can do it, and they play very crucial role in my passing the exam.
Okay. Dr. Madhu, please. What role did FMG played in your achievements?
I believe AFMG gave me the direction in which I needed to work upon. They provided us the strategy on what needs to be focused, what was, there was the amount of content we had was limitless. So they sorted it out for all of us. And more than anything else, I think the type of environment AFMG provided was very encouraging. Dr. Omkar, Dr. Vikas, and you being there, and then Sandeep sir being there. All of us were so motivating that the students never felt like they couldn't do it. It is very achievable until unless you're putting in the work into it. So it was kind of very supporting, and
Okay.
I felt very encouraged at least every single time.
So AFMG was not only was at like AFMG was not only helping for your academics, but they were also helpful in all over the confidence or boost up energy level,
Yes, sir.
your support, moral support, everything was there from AFMG, right?
Yes, sir. Dr. Vikas used to make sure that he personally interacts with the children, with the students, and he used to be always telling us. I think it was very reachable, and all of the teachers were very approachable whenever we faced any sort of problems, not only on the basis of studies, but also on personal basis. If you have any sort of personal doubts, anything, any trouble, they used to always be there.
Right. So that's what Mr. Vikas sir and Dr. Omkar sir is always there for each and every student. Those
Yes,
who
sir.
are there for repeaters, for those who are appearing for the first time, the moral support and all over the academic growth and moral growth which a student always required. AFMG is at for this, right?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes. I would like to ask Dr. Manali Rajput that how TND session by Dr. Omkar, image-based questions, and each and every rapid revision program, what they played role in your understanding, your preparation, how much it was useful to you?
I feel TNDs were very great concepts through Dr. Omkar because it helped me in integrating in every subject with each other, and repeatedly it gave a short revision to me. And image based sessions were also very helpful because in this FMG exam there were a lot image based questions. So yes, it was very helpful, and TNDs were also very helpful.
So how would you suggest anyone how one can make most of use of it? What you suggest?
I only suggest future FMG aspirants to attend TNDs for sure because they are very helpful. Means some see it as very discouraging concept, but I feel it gave a huge courage and confidence, and the way you look at the question, the- you're thinking so much. It broadens your concept. So yes.
Okay, Dr. Devanshi Jani, please could you elaborate that how much TND sessions, image-based sessions, rapid revision program were useful, which played a very vital role in your achievements, please? Could you please elaborate?
Yes, sir. TNDs basically helped us to build our concepts more stronger. As Dr. Omkar sir, as he was setting the papers, he used to collect all the questions from INI set and NEET PGs and all the previous topics so that in a place so that we can just utilize this in the last month preparation as well. And because of that, uh, we weren't scared by attempting hard questions or difficult questions in exam as well because we were used to attending TNDs, and the marks which we were getting in TNDs usually weren't that high, but it helped us to boost our confidence to sit in the exam hall thinking that yes, we are attending just one of those TND sessions of Omkar sir. And of course, the explanation which
Right.
he gave after every test was very useful in building up more concepts.
Okay, Dr. Arsha, please could you elaborate to what extent what the TND and image-based sessions were important for your preparation?
Um, Actually, the first of all, I'll tell you the TND questions were very. It was not like everyone can solve that question. It was little bit on higher side, but
That's
it
right.
was for good for us because as it was very what we say encouraging that we need to study more. So it helped me so that I can work on that topic which I was little bit low to cope up. And TNDs played an important role because it was like first of all on the first day on the first TND it was little bit discouraging that the as Devanshi told that the marks were not nice for that thing,
Right.
but it was like uh, from but we I thought one on that day first day I sat after first TND it was little bit discouraging, but after that on the whole day at night when I was revising it I thought it is the best part because when I was revising it I was getting my concept clear by attending the TNDs more clear as first of all it was cleared I agree, but it was getting more cleared and get from short term to long term memory it helped me a lot. The TNDs were
So,
very nice from the Omkar sir.
right.
He
Dr.
taught
Madhu, where
us
you, yes, yes, please continue, please continue.
Dr. Omkar taught us that whether the question is hard or easy, you just need to solve it and keeping calm. So I have learned that I need to be calm throughout the exam from TNDs. Thank you.
So as per the statement what you give, so during your preparation, during the exam time, stay
Yes.
like usually people say stay calm. That is very important, right? Being calm, you are going to answer the questions very correctly, right? The probability gets very
Yes.
on a higher note, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Dr.
It
Shrikant,
helped me.
yes. It helped you lot, right? Dr. Shrikant,
Yes.
did it help you? How TND
Yes,
session,
sir.
image-based sessions were helpful for your preparation?
Yes, sir. My doctor friends told everything about TNDs. I will just say TNDs are designed by AFMG class, was just prepared us for the like
Right.
worst thing you can. So that build a confidence in us that you could achieve more. Yeah, they prepared us for worst.
So
And talking
being
about the image-based questions,
right.
yeah, the image-based was very helpful. It was like most like 40-50 questions in main paper were image-based, which helped a lot. Yes, sir.
So this time, what the questions were there, which were similar to TND sessions, what you attended in AFMG, right? Which was very helpful to each and every student out there. That's
Yes.
why our AFMG graduates are so passing with very on a higher note, right? With a higher mark. So, Dr. Madhu, what was the sessions and image-based questions were having an effect on your exam? How it helped you?
Sir, to be very honest, I did not attend the TNDs for all of the subjects, but I did attend the TNDs for the major subjects. I rest of the time for my revision. But the major subjects which were our surgery or observatories or any sort of major subjects, I think they were more concept based. So Omkar sir taught us how to use your knowledge into solving the questions. So the kind of questions he molded, it was kind of using your brains in a very different directions. And as all of my other doctor fellows, colleagues, they said, the TNDs were very humbling sessions. So it was like every single time at the end of the session, oh, sure, they helped us gain the confidence. But whenever we were solving, they always humbled us down because I think half of the people sitting in the room couldn't solve the questions.
So,
And at some point, you realize they were very interesting questions because when you look at it as a doctor, it's like diagnosing a case.
so you were preparing for the hardest, right? During TND session, you were preparing for the hardest, right? So
Yes,
even
sir.
if a hardest question or the most difficult question comes, our AFMG graduates won't get fear of having such questions during when questions appear on the screen, right?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay, so how many GTs? My next question is how many GTs did you give? How you reviewed it? And then how did you plan that this GT I scored these in this subject? How did you evaluate yourself? Dr. Nikhil, please could you elaborate? How many GTs did you give during the preparation? How did you evaluated your GTs? And then how GTs played role in your exams?
Sir, I gave total eight GTs. Sir, actually na
It's okay.
hello.
Go ahead with Hindi. It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead with Hindi. It's okay.
Yes, sir. सर एक्चुअली मेरे जीटी से ज्यादा एनालिसिस करता था मैं रादर देन रीडिंग द रिवाइजिंग द थियरी टोटल मैंने 8 जीटीज दिए थे in first GT I remember I scored 138 so I was very demotivated and I told Dr. Omkar sir मेरे सर इतने ही मार्क्स आए सर ने मेरे को बोला कि कोई बात नहीं you can improve you can analyze the what mistake you made और इम्प्रूव करो फिर मेरे सेकंड जीटी में लाइक आई स्कोर्ड 161 एंड इन थर्ड जीटी आई स्कोर 162 तो ऐसे से इम्प्रूव होते और लास्ट जीटी तक आते आते माय स्कोर वाज 215
So
और
that's how you
एक्चुअली
gradually were in incremental mode, right? From the first
यस सर
GT
यस
to
सर
last GT, you were in incremental mode, right?
यस सर
So how you were analyzing it? How were you analyzing it?
like
Like you were
after giving the
analyzing
GTA
the
after
point.
giving the GTA I was doing the analysis on same day like what mistake I have made and in future like I have to study on what subject
Okay. Dr.
Uh,
Shrikant, how many GTs did you give and how did you analyze it and how did you made it very sure that next time I won't make this mistake? How did you
Yes,
analyze your GTs?
yes, sir. I was, to be honestly, I just gave 4 GTs as directed by Dr. Omkar. He told me to not to give too much GTs, but like if you are doing it, you do it like an exam way, like from the start, like from the morning you give first half from 9 to 11:30, and after took a break, eat something, and give the second part. After that, revise that GT, review it on the very same day. So I did the same thing. It helped me a lot. And I was like, the average I've got in GTs were my marks.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Manali Rajput, how GT played an important role in your preparation? What sort of things which were in your mind after GT score? What did you plan after GT score? How did you analyze your GT?
So my GT score was a roller coaster because the first two GTs I gave was of PYQs and I scored, I still remember I scored 180 and 190s in my first two GTs of PYQs. And the next two GT I gave was of prep letter, which were the hardest, and I almost failed. I scored only 140 in both of them. So it was very demotivating, and then gradually I improved my score. I scored 161 in my fifth GT. Then in Marrow GT I scored 180, and the last two GTs I gave was computer based, and in one of them I scored 213, and another I scored 191. So yes, it was average okay. It was on end, it was on a good note. My GT ended on a good note. And
And
yes,
finally, your
I
exam, finally after GTs, your exam also ended on a good note, right?
analyzed my GT on the same day, and I always review for my weaker subjects, like which subjects are my weaker in every GT. So I worked on that, and in last month, in month December, I gave weekly one GT so that I would be able to focus on my weaker subjects, like constant. My weaker subjects were derma, micro, pharma, so I worked on it much better. So yes,
Okay.
GT work. Yeah.
Dr. Devanshi, do you feel the same that giving GTs and analyzing the weak subjects were important in preparation,
Yes,
right?
of course, because from that only we could know the weaker topics of ours, and we know that where we stand after giving all the GTs, and we need to take the average of all the GTs as well.
And if the score is not if the score is not far above the level, we need to stay strong. Like we need to fight again and again revision. Again, we need to
Yes,
give GT, and the main focus is to improve the markings in GT, right?
yes.
So how would you analyze your GT? How would you do it? And how would you suggest your juniors? How would you suggest FMG aspirants, how they can analyze their GTs?
Basically, I just gave 4 GTs, 4 of Marrow GTs and 1 CBT. And after that, when I set for reviewing, I used to make a note of it that which were my weaker topics along with the weaker subjects as well. And so that in the last month, I would revise only the last weaker topics and weaker subjects, which I wrote it and keep on revising it so that I would not make that same mistake in the exam as well. Because in the exam, we are very in the anxious mode and nobody's there to just calm down apart from our parents and the mentors which are standing outside waiting for us. So the thing
Right.
was that.
So, Dr. Madhu, please could you elaborate how GTs were important to you? How they played role in your achievement?
So I took total of 6 to 7 GTs and I began my preparation with a GT. What I did was I was tracking all of my subjects with the marks I achieved in all of my GTs. So I know where to work upon. And mm, uh, as much as I focused upon the weaker subjects and the stronger subject, I made sure I don't get those marks get to my head, because at the end of the day, they were just practice tests. And I was bound to get new questions. So the importance of GTs was to gain more information, whatever, and to know where you lack. And the only thing I would tell anyone would be, don't let the marks get to your head. It's just a practice. So analyze your grasp the information, write down what you don't know, and you're bound to get new questions every single time. So that's the whole point of a GT.
Right. Dr. Arsha, like this, like Dr.
Yes,
Madhu
sir.
said, what GT teaches us about, like, what do you think about time management? What sort of questions will be there? Like, what concept did GTs built in you?
So actually, GTs helped a lot in making the concept clear, more clear. Because when I used to give GTs, when I was reviewing it, it was actually the weak topics. So I used to read on it, and then I used to explain it to my friend. It was one of the plus points, so that I used to explain my roommate so that she may get cleared her topic also, and it was helpful for me also because retaining my knowledge by explaining her, it was one of the part that GT helped me. And I gave GT from different platforms. I didn't give all the GTs from one platform. I tried every platform. First of all, I tried with the Marrow. I scored in first GT, I scored 160. And in second GT, then I gave it from prep, and it was like roller coaster again. Then I was like barely passing it. I scored 143 score, and it was very hurting for me. And then I was little bit at that emotional kind of stuff. Then I went to Omkar sir. He explained me it's okay. The prep are a little bit difficult, so don't. And first of all, he told me not to look at your marks. So he suggested me to give the GTs of different platforms. So I gave one of Cerebellum. I gave one of Prep Ladder. Again, I try. First of all, I wanted to remove my fear that I failed in Prep Ladder. So again, I gave my next GT from Prep Ladder only. So I passed in that. Then that was the point. I was like, I overcame my what we say fear from that part. So it was like kind of roller coaster, and other GTs were from Marrow and Cerebellum. And these all GTs, all platforms gave me confidence, kind of. And first of all, the guidance from Vikas sir and Omkar sir for GT, I applied it in my life. They told not to look at your marks, just look at your concept which are weak. So I was on that only. I used to work from my weaker points, and I used to explain my friend. That was one of the plus point I gained in GTs.
So, Dr. Shrikant, do you agree, Dr. Arsha, that after GT reviewing, discussion is more important after GT reviewing also, which may help others also to clear their doubts and the revision of ourselves also, right? Do you agree on this?
Yes, sir, definitely. It was like you can build more concepts. It was easy to remember if you teach it to someone or hear it from someone. It's more like revising.
Okay, so that's what friends are, no? They help in your
Yes,
discussion, they help you to remember questions, they help you like for moral support and each and everyone, right? So
yes,
that's what thing is that friends, family, your mentors are more important for your moral support during the till the exam time, right? And even after the exams, they are important, but more probably till the exams, right?
yes, sir. Mm, more
Okay.
specific talking to is like Dr. Vikas, sir. They were like standing till the last minute with us.
Of course, Vikas and Dr. Omkar are always there for each and every FMG aspirants, those who need moral
Yes,
support, whatever the issues are, whatever there are different kinds of issue faced by each and every individual. But yes, Dr. Vikas sir and Dr. Omkar sir are always there to help
yes,
each and every individual with their doubts, own way of thinking, right?
yes, sir, definitely.
Dr. Nikhil, Mike, I would like to ask you, what difference did you experience after attending AFMG classes, right? And what do you think? So, what extent your achievement would be by preparing your own self, and what experience did you got after joining AFMG? Please.
So initially FMG को मैंने अप्रोच किया था लाइक 6th ईयर में, उनके ऑनलाइन क्लासेस थे, लाइक सर्जरी डॉक्टर डॉक्टर ओमकार के था, लाइक ऑब्स गायनी डॉक्टर तालिब का था। तो इनिशियली मैं उनको वहीं से फॉलो कर रहा था। इनिशियली उन्होंने फ्री क्लासेस लगाए थे फॉर डेमो क्लासेस लाइक, और मुझे वो पसंद आए थे। और मेरा यही प्रॉब्लम था इनिशियली कि मैं ऑनलाइन अटेंड नहीं कर पाऊंगा। तो फिर मैं ऑफलाइन क्लासेस को मैंने अचीव, डॉक्टर महेश से मैंने कांटेक्ट किया, उन्होंने ऑफलाइन क्लासेस को एक्सप्लेन किया कि ऐसा ऐसा प्रोसेस रहेगा। तो मैंने ऑफलाइन क्लासेस ज्वाइन करी, और वो बहुत बेनिफिशियल थी मेरे लिए। और एक्चुअली वो बोलते हैं ना कि एग्जाम क्वेश्चन देखते से तुम्हारे आंखों के सामने से नोट्स वो पेज आता है, और एक इनिशियली मेरे को वो पहले लगता था नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता, फिर इनिशियली वो आया मेरे दिमाग में कि हाँ, जो क्लासेस में जो लेक्चर्स बोलते थे सर, जो कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्ड होते हैं वो ऑफलाइन क्लासेस में बहुत अच्छे बिल्ड होते हैं रादर देन ऑनलाइन क्लासेस।
Okay. Dr. Marali, could you elaborate what which is more better, preparing by own self or like joining FMG was very better option for you? What
Joining a
experience did you okay, how to what extent it was?
लाइक मेरे मम्मी पापा ने हमेशा से मेरे को बोला कि नहीं, दिल्ली जाके प्रिपरेशन करना है, भले कोई जाता है नहीं जाता है। और मैंने आई वॉज थिंकिंग लाइक आई एम द ओनली वन गोइंग इन दिल्ली, नो वन इन माई स्टडी ग्रुप, नो वन इन माई फ्रेंड्स ग्रुप, नन ऑफ देम अप्रोच दिल्ली। एंड जैसे ही एफएमजी का रिजल्ट आया, यू ऑल पास विद ग्रेट मार्क्स, सो मॉम डैड वर लाइक नहीं नहीं जाना पड़ेगा, एंड यू आर ऑल्सो देयर। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू ओनली सजेस्टेड मी एफएमजी, यू ऑल्सो पास विद एफएमजी, so yes, you motivated a lot, you suggested a lot, because हाँ, बहुत सारे पॉजिटिव पॉइंट्स थे ऑफलाइन क्लासेस के जो हमने उधर जाके देखे कि हाँ ज्यादा बेनिफिट था रेदर देन ऑनलाइन अटेंड करना। सो यस, ऑफलाइन ऑफलाइन क्लासेस वर मच बेनिफिशियल।
Much beneficial, right? Dr. Madhu, please could you elaborate your experience with AFMG? How it was helpful? To what extent it was helpful?
Uh, so when I was preparing initially via the video platforms and everything, it was a huge amount of syllabus that I had to cover, and no matter how much time I was putting in, there were a few things which I always had, especially the concentration span of it. So attending the offline classes, it's like they build that time for us, that framework of 8 to 10 hours in the class. Then they had the whole schedule made up for us, that the number of revisions they had set for all of us. So it's like they had set all the timetable. All we had to do was sit and do the work. So hats off to AFMG, the planning they did, the classes, whatever was scheduled, it was perfect. And I think that kind of had the students in that not having a nervous breakdown at the end of the day, that I won't be able to cover up for anything. And the offline classes, it's like they really built up the concentration and via the interactions. We were able to grasp the study like more.
Okay. And Dr. Srikanth, could you elaborate your experience after attending AFMG classes?
Yes.
Can you compare your preparing yourself is better, or like AFMG coaching mentors preparation in under their guidance is important?
Yes, sir, definitely. It's like when I was preparing by my own, by online platform, I was like a little bit lazy. And by joining the AFMG classes, they disciplined us to study like a particular hour for the day, and to sit in the class uh, made me achieve this.
Okay. Dr.
Yes, sir.
Arshia, please could you elaborate your experiences?
Sir, I would really like to add one thing here.
Yes,
The
Madhu, please.
discipline thing that Dr. Srikanth Karale mentioned. I remember Omkar sir giving, like he kind of scolding the students who were sitting online in Gautam Nagar. And he was like, if you are in Gautam Nagar and if you're sitting in your rooms, it's kind of useless. So if you're there in Gautam Nagar, you need to be visiting the classes to be able to study properly. So, that kind of scolding really works sometimes.
This truly indicates that our mentors are more like they are taking care of yourself, that you should attend the class,
Yes,
you
sir.
should like get good knowledge, tackle the questions in whatever. If you are there be there, right? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dr. Aisha, please, could you elaborate your experiences?
Yes, sir. First of all, I never used any online platform when I was in Russia. Actually, it is like it was expensive, so it was not affordable for me. So I used to do like YouTube videos and all that stuff, but it was very random still. So one of my friends suggested AFMG when I was in sixth year. Then I did my surgery session from the YouTube video of AFMG. The Omkar sir's video was there. So it was very beneficial because then I understood if I do it in the offline mode, it will. First of all, I was very happy that I understood concept in the online version. So now it was like if I attended it offline, it would be very grateful and it will be more grasping part when I will sit in offline rather than online. And first of all, in online, I would be a lazy person to attend the lectures in online version. So it was like I need to do it in the offline only. So anyhow, I need to stay in there. I need to remove that 6 months from my life anyhow by staying in Delhi. It was very tough, but the family support, like guardian support from the AFMG helped it a lot. How by Dr. Vikas, Mahesh sir, and Dr. Omkar sir helped it not only by giving the academics knowledge, but also by helping us by emotionally and mentally by giving the motivational quotes. It's only 6 months. You can do it. Just follow your rules and all. And this helped me a lot. And I will always suggest to AFMG aspirants to attend it offline because your concept will clear. If you are not getting in online, you can in what I mean to say is if you attend online, your doubts may be in your mind. When you are attending it offline, you can there ask then and there. If it is any sort of any doubt, small doubt, even a small doubts they used to clear us. हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना स्टूपिड डाउट्स भी वो लोग क्लियर कर देते थे कुछ भी कितना भी छोटा क्यों ना हो या तुम्हें कुछ समझ में ना आया हो छोटा doubt from the basic like from first year basic they used to clear over there and it was very nice for all the faculty members to getting us understand that ठीक है कि छोटा है but they used to explain us whether it is small or a big topic and it is the crucial thing.
Dr. Nikhil, what advice do you give FMG aspirants, those who are going to appear for the upcoming exams? What suggestion, what advice do you want to give from your side, please?
एग्जाम के ट्रेंड को देखते हुए तो सजेस्ट करूंगा कि स्टार्ट अर्ली अपने कॉलेज इनिशियल कॉलेज डे से स्टार्ट कर दो अपने कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्ड करो क्योंकि एग्जाम मोर एंड मोर कॉन्सेप्चुअल हो रही है वन लाइनर क्वेश्चन नहीं आता और ये एग्जाम को देखते हुए कि पीवाईटी एग्जाम में बिल्कुल नहीं है बहुत कम पीवाईटी है अपने बिल्ड करो और आई सजेस्ट कि ऑफिस
FMG aspirants.
Yes, sir. As Dr. Nikhil said, ऐसा ही होता है कि seniors say that 6 months में हो जाएगा. It's a marathon. You just last 6 months of yours in Russia. It's very like they are very pretty years. You'll not get it, but it's not like that. You need to prepare it. And from the day itself, you enter the medical college. I would suggest that any of the fresher leaders are watching this video and after that I'll say that please do offline classes as all of the others said doubts gets cleared there and there itself and so my doubts also were cleared itself only Omkar sir said पूछो जो भी doubts है पूछो if it remains in your head and if it by chance comes बेसिक से भी बेसिक डाउट्स अगर जो एग्जाम में आ गया regret that at that moment because 1 mark also matters over that you know the difference between 149 and 150 right and while I was preparing the topics untouched many of the concepts were left confusing and which were important for FMG and cleared so it was very beneficially like it was very important for me to join offline classes And apart from that, the discipline part everyone told. The Smolensk life was very lazy, enjoyable. You don't have any schedule for waking up, and we did need discipline in our life to become
So
doctor
that's
and
what,
clear FMGE.
Dr. Madhu, please, what suggestions do you like to give to your upcoming juniors who are going to appear for FMG or each and every FMG aspirant throughout the nation? Please.
Sir, apart from the advices already mentioned by Dr. Devanshi and Dr. Nikhil, I think what else is important is your mindset. I think people should be working more upon their self-image, their self-esteem, their mindset. They should, uh, because the kind of environment they get in Gautam Nagar, it's, to be honest, a very toxic environment. So you should, realize what you need to pay attention upon and make sure that you are surrounded by positive people and you are surrounded by positive thoughts. I remember talking to you, and then there was a point you asked me, तुम्हारे लिए क्या जरूरी है, तुम्हारा कॉन्फिडेंस जरूरी है या तुम्हारे लिए ये चीज ज्यादा जरूरी है. I think it's very important because at the end of the day, the exam day, I पढ़ नहीं पाते हो, you're not able to study, you're not able to revise. What you end up with is yourself. So you need to balance your thoughts.
Okay, Dr. Manali Rajput, what advice do you like to give your juniors and other FMG aspirants as well?
तो जैसा मतलब इन लोग ने बोला, मैं भी यही सजेस्ट करूंगी कि डोंट वेट फॉर दिस 6 मंथ्स, उससे पहले ही आप अपनी प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट करो, क्योंकि ये 6 महीने आप पढ़ के पास तो हो जाओगे, पर आपको लाइफ टाइम में वो कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आएगा। उससे पहले से ही आप स्टार्ट करोगे, आपको बहुत ज्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा, आपको बहुत महीनों पहले ही पता चल जाएगा कि कितनी भी हार्ड एग्जाम होगी मैं पास तो कर लूंगी या कर लूंगा। तो हाँ, और ऑफलाइन क्लासेस बहुत ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल है, क्योंकि ऑनलाइन में घर बैठे बैठे फेस्टिवल्स आ रहे हैं, रिलेटिव्स आ रहे हैं, कहाँ कहाँ तक आप इग्नोर करोगे सबको। ऑफलाइन जाके भाई क्लास जाना है घर जाना है, क्लास जाना है घर जाना है, बस यही करना है आपको। हाँ, प्रॉब्लम्स बहुत होते हैं इनिशियली, मुझे महीने 2 महीने बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स हुई, बहुत ज्यादा डायरिया हुआ है मुझे, सर्दी जुकाम हर एक तरह की बीमारी हुई है, but at the end of the day it's all worth it. So
All
yes,
worth it.
मैं
That's what we want to listen from each and everyone. At the end point, it was worth it, right?
yes,
Dr. Arsha, what advice do you like to give your juniors on
I would
FMG
just I would just like to tell them that join offline, as it may be little bit what we say, as Dr. Manali said, that there will be many problems over there. You may find everything very weird, as it is Gautam Nagar. People are toxic. Everything will be toxic over there. But just believe in yourself. I'll tell that close your eyes, follow your notes, and I mean to say what you say कि आंख बंद करो, अपना पढ़ाई करो, just ignore the what we say surrounding and toxic shits. And I just uh, need to say that focus on your academics, and just one thing I will add here, just focus on your notes which were given in your class, because if you go here and there asking about this notes that's note, but it will not work on it. So just uh, trust your institute. It is the most important thing to do. And you may just what we say, just trust yourself, trust your institute, and then everything is worth it at the end.
Right, Dr. Shrikant,
Thank you.
could you please suggest anything? What suggestion or advice do you like to give to your juniors and other FMG aspirants as well? Please.
Yes, sir. I would like to say that just complete as much as the subjects you can complete before coming to Delhi, and do join offline classes. It's not like in online you will be lazy for uh, for the rest of 6 months also. But for me, it was really difficult to complete all my subjects. I was ended up with leaving like 3 or 4 subjects, which was very, very hard for me to complete over here. rest, in AFMG you can just, it's best for revising things. It was like bread and butter for you. After that, you have built up a concept earlier, and it was like so easy. Yes, sir.
Okay, I would like to ask Dr. Nikhil, how much revisions are important in your preparation for exams? How much time revision is important? In what way a person should do revision? Please, could you elaborate, Dr. Nikhil?
Yes, sir. So initially, I would say minimum 3 revision is required. फर्स्ट रिवीजन इज लाइक जब तुम पढ़ रहे हो, जैसे क्लास में जो पढ़ाया गया है वैसे ही शाम को आके या फिर इवनिंग में आके उसको रिवाइज करना है। इट आई वुड लाइक से ये पहला रिवीजन हो गया। सेकंड रिवीजन जो टीएनडीज होता है उसके पहले कुछ टाइम मिलता है, एक सब्जेक्ट कंप्लीट होने के बाद कुछ ऑफ देते हैं कोचिंग वाले, तो सेकंड रिवीजन हो गया। और थर्ड रिवीजन आपके सारे कोर्स कंप्लीट होने के बाद करना चाहिए। सर मैंने 4 रिवीजन करे थे टोटल, और मिनिमम 3 रिवीजन तो करनी ही चाहिए सर, वो एक्चुअली विजुअल मेमोरी बनाते हैं अपने आप।
Dr. Madhu, what do you believe that how much revisions are important? What extent, how many times revisions need to be done before exam? Dr. Madhu. Dr. Manali, I think so. Dr. Madhu is maybe having network issue. Dr. Manali, please could you elaborate how much revisions are important, to what extent the revision is important, and what sort of help does revision helps you during your exam time?
डॉक्टर निखिल सेड, जब आप पहले क्लास अटेंड करते हो फिर उसके बाद जो घर जाके आप पढ़ते हो, दैट्स योर फर्स्ट रिवीजन, एंड द सेकंड रिवीजन इट्स योर टीएनडी इटसेल्फ। द थर्ड रिवीजन सर, जो सर ने पढ़ाए हैं सब्जेक्ट्स, वो सर खुद आके सब्जेक्ट्स लेते हैं। एंड एज विकास सर सेज कि रिवीजन से पहले भी आप पढ़ के आओ, तो वो रिवीजन ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल है आपके लिए। तो वो भी एक काइंड ऑफ रिवीजन ही है, उसके बाद भी एक रिवीजन। सो कहने के लिए वो 3-4 रिवीजन है, बट इट्स मच मोर देन दैट। जितने रिवीजन करो आप उतने कम है। बहुत 3-4 रिवीजन तो मिनिमम हमारे भी हुए हैं।
Dr. Devanshi, please, what is your way of thinking? How much revisions are important? How many number of revisions are required for exam preparation to par that 150?
As Dr. Nikhil and Dr. Manali said, my answer is also same. 3 or 4 revisions are minimum and must. But honestly speaking, when the subjects were like surgery and obs gynae were going on, it was a bit heavy for me to come at home and revise the whole stuff which was being taught in the day. So I asked Omkar sir about that. He said just flip the pages and create visual memories. I know it's a difficult stuff to revise whole thing of 7 hours in a span of 2 hours, and then wake up early and go to class. So he just advised me to flip the pages. Just don't put the book inside the bag and pack and come again blank the next day. So I would suggest that if you can't revise whole thing, just flip the pages and just create a virtual memory so that you know that what was taught that time. And yes, we need to be like very much attentive in the class as well, and not miss a single topic which is being taught in offline classes. And after that, the TNDs which helped in revision, that was the revision part 2. And after that, the rapid revision or the last month revision sessions which are conducted by the faculties itself. So that is the third most. And after that, when we get time, like around 2 months before the tests, before the main exam, the fourth revision should be done at that time to see that whether we are in weak in whatever subjects, and just make a list of it.
Dr. Madhu, please. What number of revisions are required?
Sir, I do believe that 3 to 4 revisions are optimum for this exam. And what I personally believe is that you should give the maximum amount of time and a thorough reading for the first revision itself, because that's when you make your concepts when coming to the classes. The second and third revision, they just follow up the first one. You're just rereading what you have understood already. So as you go on revising, the amount of duration for a subject decreases itself. So just make sure you're thoroughly reading when you're doing the first revision itself.
Dr. Arsha, what do you think for what do you think about revision? How much revision is important? How many number of revisions are important for exams? Please, could you elaborate your way of thinking? How
As all of my friends told, it is important to do the 3 to 4 revision. I totally agree on that. But I would like to add one thing. The last revision was the QRS session done by Omkar sir. It helped me a lot to gain an confidence. So as my friends explained how the first, second revision goes on, and how Dr. Madhu explained that in first revision you will take time, and in second revision you will go like, "Ha, I know this stuff." You may read it, and in third revision it like go on. But the last revision was my QRS session, and it helped me a lot. So 3 to 4 revisions are enough for that. But you need to do that, make a timetable for that all last 2 months of session, so that you may have a specific time for a specific subject. So I would suggest to make a timetable for that in last 2 months, so that you are disciplined for that last 2 months. And the last revision is QRS, which is the best part of this. Thank you.
So as per you, doctor said that what things are important. The first one is discipline is most important, followed by consistency is most important. Your positivity, your mindset, your commitment, right? And no
Yes,
distraction should be there. You are committed to whatever you are doing is most important during this revision time. Yes,
I
I know that during this preparation time, during exam time, each and every student have experience about anxiety. Yes, I know each and every. No one can say no that no, I didn't have any sort of anxiety or something like that. But how? My question is, how did you tackle your anxiety? Who was there to relieve your anxiety and so on? Please, Dr. Nikki, please.
तो इनिशियली स्टार्टिंग के डेज में मैं
First
काफी
question, Dr. Nikki. My first question is, were you anxious during preparation as the day were coming nearby?
No, so actually in my cases, in initial days मैं एंजाइटी इनिशियल डेज में मैं मतलब स्ट्रेस में था और एंजाइटी थी मैं। जैसे जैसे मैं जीटी का स्कोर इम्प्रूव होते गया, मेरे को कॉन्फिडेंस आते गया। और जब भी मैं एंशियस होता था, अपने सीनियर से बात करता था, अपने फ्रेंड से बात करता था और अपनी फैमिली से बात करता था। वो मेरे को सपोर्ट करते थे कि हाँ ठीक है, हो जाएगा, कोई नहीं, तू अपना पढ़ते रहे, जो होना है वो हो जाएगा। और कॉन्फिडेंस मेरे को जैसे जीटी का स्कोर इम्प्रूव होते गया, मेरे को कॉन्फिडेंस आते गया। और लास्ट में मेरे को याद है कि डॉक्टर मारुति से मेरी बात हुई थी कुछ एग्जाम के कुछ डेज पहले, तो उन्होंने यही बोला था कि ऐसा एग्जाम देने जाना है कि एग्जाम नहीं है, जस्ट इट्स जस्ट जीटी। जीटी जैसे सोच के जाओ और ऐसे वैसे एग्जाम दे के आओ। तो इनिशियली मेरे को ऐसा कोई स्ट्रेस नहीं था एग्जाम के टाइम पे।
So that's what I was expecting the same answer from Nikhil, that he was not having any sort of stress, probably more oftenly, right?
यस सर,
Uh,
यस।
Dr. Devanshi, how did you tackle your anxiety? What about your undue stress? Yes, please.
I was in very big stress before my exam. I called Dr. Vikas because my center was in Agra and nobody I knew was there with me at that time. And I was along with my parents. I went there for my exam. And apart from the previous day, like of the exam, the 6 months journey of my and anxiety was like we were very best friends. And I just remember I called mentors, I called you, and in a frequent times also Vikas sir, just Dr. Vikas sir were calling me and just calming me down. So it's not a big exam over there. You are just giving it. Just you go there, just give like you are giving a GT, and AFMG played a major role in calming me down with my anxiety. Like fighting me. It was like me versus anxiety more than me versus FMG while I was giving the paper.
Uh, Dr. Madhu, please, how well you tackle your anxiety? What about the stress level during exam preparation? As the day comes near, day by day, does the anxiety increases? How well you tackling your anxiety? Does the anxiety affects on our study in a positive manner, in a negative manner? Please, Dr. Madhu.
Uh, so for sure, in the last couple of days, I decided to be on my own in a single room, and then anxiety used to get up suddenly out of nowhere. You're sitting by yourself and then you're just like, oh, what if I don't make it? So I remember texting Dr. Medha. She is one of our senior from Smolensk University. She has been one of those people who had been constantly in touch with me. And she used to just tell one thing, अपने आप को सिर्फ सुबह उठ के ये बोलने का मैं नहीं करूंगी तो कौन करेगा? And there comes a point where you start believing it whether you want it or you don't want it. So I think talking to the people, talking to your mentors, having a good company, having your friends around, this all plays a very vital role. What you take in is what you have out in the outside world. I really believe in the concept is like what you believe becomes your reality. So it's like start training your mind and your brain in a manner that, oh, it's all going to be well, it's all going to end well.
Well said, Dr. Madhu. Very well said that people around you, those who have that positiveness in them, that positive vibe should also be there. So that's what I always say to each and every junior, that stay calm, stay positive, don't roam around negative people. That's what
Yes,
I
sir. The number
uh,
of the number of advices I have, taken up from you, like, oh, Bhaiya told this, and this is what should be done. Be focused, have a positive mindset. You will do it. It has played a very big role.
Thank you. Dr. Arshia, please. What about your anxiety level? How were you tackling during this preparation time? What about stress during exams? How were you able to tackle all these things?
My anxiety level was out of the world initial days, in initial days. Uh, तो जो एंजाइटी होती है इनिशियल डेज में पीक पे होती है जब तुम दिल्ली एंटर करते हो सब नया नया होता है तुम्हारे लिए बट सीन वाज लाइक आई टोल्ड दिस टू डॉक्टर विकास बिकॉज आई वाज getting nightmares in initial days that if you fail, if you do this, then he just told me one thing: believe in yourself, believe in your God, and at the end, keep a good company around you. And by God's grace, I always had a great company and a positive company around me. Whether it was my best friend who passed FMG last year, she supported me through all these 6 months. She was in touch with me every single day. She was there. In the morning, she used to text me, "हो जाएगा, तू कर लेगी, मुझे पता है." And my second best friend, he also passed FMG last year. He also used to text me, "Good, you can do it. I trust you. तूने इतना देखा है and you can do it." This kind of company I used to get, and they were uh, they have more faith in me rather than me. So वो लोग ने मुझे बोला कि हम तुझ पे ज्यादा ट्रस्ट करते हैं, so you can trust yourself for that. So go on, be positive, and tell every day yourself that you can do it. And first of all, believe in your God, believe in your institute where are you, and uh, your friends who if you have a good company, then it's very nice. So I was tension free at when I was giving my exam. My friend told me that give your exam like you're giving a GT. So it helped me. Thank you.
Dr. Shrikant, how you were tackling your anxiety, your stress? What method did
Yes.
you adopt for tackling this stress and so on? Please elaborate.
Yes, sir. I use the method directed by Dr. Omkar sir. They told me just like do GTs like your exam and give your exam like your GT. So it was like the same thing. And my company was the best. Like I have my friends. One of my friend told me fortune favors the bravest. So I was like confident. Yes.
Okay. Dr. Manali Rajput, how were you able to tackle your anxiety, your stress? What things did you do to avoid the distraction, to avoid the stress? What method did you adopt? How did you tackle your anxiety?
To be very frank, I was never anxious in my 6 months studies. I was never anxious. हमको टेंशन होता था एंजाइटी क्यों नहीं होती है एग्जाम आ रही है तो 8-8 घंटा सोते हैं The first time I faced my anxiety was जब मुझे पहली बार प्रेप में 140 आए थे, तो मतलब मेरे आंख से आंसू निकल गए थे कि मैं फेल भी हो सकती हूँ। तो आई कॉल माई मदर एंड माई पेरेंट्स वर प्रिटी कॉन्फिडेंट कि नहीं नहीं पास तो हो जाएगी। आई यूज टू टॉक टू माई फ्रेंड्स, आई यूज टू टॉक टू माई पेरेंट्स, दे वर लाइक कि हो जाएगा। एंड एट द एंड ऑफ द डे मैं खुद को भी समझा लेती कि भाई जो भी हो मैं पास तो हो ही जाऊंगी। आई वॉज ऑलवेज एंशियस अबाउट माई मार्क्स, आई वॉज नेवर एंशियस अबाउट माई फेल और पासिंग रिजल्ट। तो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे खुद को यही समझा लेती थी कि ठीक है भाई पास तो हो ही जाएगी ना, मार्क्स का क्या है, देखा जाएगा, पीजी थोड़ी है। तो यस द हाँ, एक चीज मैं बोलना चाहूंगी, 6 महीने हो जाते हैं, 6 महीने आपको कोई एंजाइटी नहीं होती, कुछ नहीं होता है। आपने जैसा बोला कंसिस्टेंसी मैटर्स, सर्स हैं, टीचर्स है, वो लास्ट 2 दिन जो होता है ना, तब कोई भी नहीं होता है आपके पास, तो तब आपको ऐसा होता है कि मैं क्या पढूं, मैं कैसे करूं। तब आपको खुद को थोड़ा काम डाउन करना पड़ता है, थोड़ा समझाना पड़ता है कि नहीं नहीं मैं पास हो जाऊंगी। 10 दिन के लिए द थिंग दैट मैटर्स इट नॉट योर नॉलेज, इट्स ऑल अबाउट योर कॉन्फिडेंस, विकास सर सेज।
So
तो
that's
यस,
what I uh, observed, that yes, if you believe in yourself, you can do it. Unless, although there are multiple hurdles, but you have crossed the ocean by your own self. No one is going to swim for you in the ocean, right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so that's what I like talking to each and everyone, each and every champion. I'm really glad to talk with each and everyone. My next last thing, what I want to ask you is, any of your parents available if they want to say something about your progress, of our institute, how our teachers, how our mentors help each and every individual of student. If anyone's parents are available, please. Anyone's parents? No? It's okay, it's fine. So, thank you so
My
much.
sister is available. She may tell.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Wait, I'll call her. Just a moment.
Yes, please. Now, I think so everyone are really proud of your own self, right? That
Yes,
yes,
sir,
we
definitely.
do, right.
Yes, sir.
Nikhil is so happy. He is still blushing.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Namaste, auntie. Namaste.
Hi. I'm my younger sister.
Yes, please. कैसा रहा आयशा की जर्नी में, कैसे आप बताओगे, आप बेहतर बता पाओगे उससे कैसे रहा उसका
वो
सफर
बहुत हाँ,
FMGE?
उसका तो बहुत ही स्ट्रगलिंग था उसके लाइक food she used to struggle with food, she used to struggle with everything over there in Delhi, the pollution and all. As a like we stay in a very calm and quiet place, there's no pollution, lot of pollution or something, but in Delhi she was struggling with breathing, the room she was staying, the food she was getting, no time, she was studying all the time. So she was busy in that only. So yeah, she struggled a lot. And seeing that my mom used to say, Carrie, she's struggling so much, she's doing so much, but hard work pays off. So she's the doctor right now. So that's all.
Very well said. Very well said. That yes, at the end, it is done and dusted, right?
Yeah, it's done and dusted.
Okay, thank you so much, each and every individual, and really, really proud of each and everyone. Just advise, suggest, like to your juniors, your friends, to join our institute. Let them do their best at their level. So really, thank you so much for your valuable time to talk with me. Uh, Thank you, doctor. Thank you, Dr.
thank
Madhu, Nikhil,
Thank
Dr.
you, sir.
Manali, Dr.
Thank you,
Devanshi, Dr.
sir.
Sriram, Dr.
Thank
Asha.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Your parents are really proud of you right now. Let them feel really proud, and all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.